A cozy, sunlit children's bedroom with a small glass fishbowl on a wooden bedside table. Inside, a shimmering goldfish with sparkling, star-like scales swims in clear water. A young boy with messy brown hair leans close to the bowl, smiling softly. Warm golden light streams through a window, casting gentle shadows. Page 1. The sun cast a warm golden light through the window of Leo's cozy room. On his bedside table, in a round glass bowl, swam his best friend, Finn. Finn was no ordinary goldfish. His scales sparkled like tiny stars, and his fins moved with a gentle, magical grace. Leo leaned close to the bowl and whispered, "Good morning, Finn. Did you guard my dreams last night?" A close-up of a smiling boy with chin resting on a glass fishbowl, inside which a shiny goldfish with starry scales does a loop. A single sparkling bubble rising. A colorful moth hovers near a sunlit window in the background. Finn swirled in a happy little loop, his tail flicking a shower of shimmering droplets. Leo giggled as one tiny, sparkling bubble rose from the water and popped with a soft popping. "I dreamed of a castle made of clouds," Leo said, resting his chin on the bowl's rim. Finn blinked his big, golden eye, once, twice, and then, with a wiggle of his fin, pointed his nose toward the window, where a rainbow-colored moth danced outside. A small boy with messy hair presses his nose against a fishbowl, looking out a sunlit window where a rainbow-colored moth with stained glass wings hovers. Inside the bowl, a golden fish with sparkling scales swims in a figure-8 pattern, casting tiny rainbows on the wall nearby. Leo's eyes went wide. "A castle? Where?" He pressed his nose to the glass, following Finn's gaze. The moth fluttered closer, its wings shimmering like stained glass. "Maybe that's a messenger from the Cloud Castle," Leo whispered. Finn swam a figure-8, his scales catching the light and casting tiny rainbows on the wall. A curious young squirrel, Pip, with bright eyes, sitting on a mossy branch of an ancient, gnarled oak tree. Sunlight dapples through the leaves, illuminating a tiny sparkling blue feather nestled in the moss beside him. The forest floor below is covered in fallen leaves and faint wildflowers, with a sense of wonder and discovery. Pip, a tiny squirrel with eyes like shiny beads, scurried up the tallest oak tree. He loved exploring the forest, especially searching for hidden treasures. Today, he hoped to find the legendary glimmering acorn. As he peeked under a velvety moss patch, he found not an acorn, but a tiny, shimmering blue feather. "Oh," he squeaked, carefully picking it up. "This must belong to the sky singer." Pip, the squirrel, with the blue feather tucked behind his ear, chatting with a wise old owl with large, knowing eyes, perched on a branch filled with bright green leaves. Sunlight filters through the canopy, creating a gentle glow around them. Other forest animals, like a shy rabbit and a curious deer, are faintly visible in the background, listening intently. Pip scurried to the wise old owl, Professor Hoot, perched high on a leafy branch. "Professor Hoot," Pip chattered, the blue feather tucked carefully behind his ear. "Do you know about the sky singer?" Professor Hoot blinked his big, round eyes. "Ah, the sky singer," he hooted softly. "Legend says she sings the sun to sleep and wakes the moon with her melodies. Her feathers are gifts to those with kind hearts." A fluffy white cloud, shaped like a sheep, hovers near a single tall daisy in a sunny meadow, while a green caterpillar with tiny legs munches on a leaf below, all with soft pastel colors and gentle cartoon style for young children. The curious little cloud, Fluff, drifted down to touch the tallest daisy. "Hello, Daisy," whispered Fluff. "Why do you face the sun all day?" The daisy giggled. "I drink the sunbeams for breakfast. They make my petals golden." Fluff then saw a caterpillar munching a leaf. "Hello, caterpillar. Why do you eat so many leaves?" The caterpillar smiled. "I'm stocking up on dreams for my nap inside a cozy cocoon." A small, determined ant, named Antsy, carrying a crumb much larger than himself, walking on a cracked dirt path in a garden. Tiny dewdrops sparkle on nearby blades of grass, and a ladybug with black spots watches from a pebble, all under a soft, morning light. Antsy the ant was on a mission. He had to deliver a crumb, much bigger than himself, to his colony before sundown. The journey was long, and the path was bumpy, but Antsy was determined. "Every step counts," he muttered, adjusting the crumb on his back. A friendly ladybug with shiny black spots waved her antennae. "You're doing great, Antsy." A gentle brown bear cub, Benny, kneeling on green grass and using his paws to cover a small acorn in fresh brown soil. With a soft expression of care, Benny placed a tiny acorn into the soil, covering it gently with his paw. "Patience, little one," he whispered, patting the earth in place. A little firefly, Flicker, with a bright, blinking light, flying through a dark but not scary forest. The trees are silhouetted against a soft, glowing full moon, and a few other fireflies sparkle in the distance, creating a magical and peaceful atmosphere. Flicker the firefly was scared of the dark. Every night, when the sun dipped below the horizon, Flicker's light would dim, and he'd hide under a big leaf. "I wish I was brave like the stars," he'd sigh. One night, a wise old moth, Luna, gently landed beside him. "Little Flicker," she whispered, "your light is just as bright as any star. You simply need to share it." A young boy named Leo, with wide eyes and a happy smile, stands beside a tall, glittering pile of multicolored coins inside a glowing cave. The coins reflect rainbow light onto the cave walls. Leo placed the last shining coin on the pile. "There," he said. "Now the mountain is complete." The pile shimmered with every color of the rainbow, and a warm light filled the cave. A tiny, shimmering seashell, named Shelly, on a pristine, white, sandy beach, illuminated by the golden glow of a setting sun. Gentle waves lap at the shore, and a few other colorful shells are scattered nearby, creating a serene and magical atmosphere. Shelly, a tiny seashell with a pearly sheen, dreamed of seeing the world beyond her sandy home. Every day she watched the big waves crash and pull back, wishing she could travel with them. "Oh, to see new shores," she sighed. A wise old starfish, Starla, overheard her. "The greatest journeys, little Shelly," Starla twinkled, "begin with a brave wish." Shelly, the seashell, riding on the back of a friendly green sea turtle, Finn, through a vibrant coral reef. Colorful fish swim around them, and the water is clear and blue, with sunlight dappling through the surface, creating a joyful and adventurous scene. The next morning, Shelly felt a gentle nudge. It was Finn, a kind sea turtle, with a shell as green as the ocean's deepest parts. "Heard you wanted an adventure, Shelly," Finn whispered with a smile. "Hop on!" Shelly, thrilled, climbed onto Finn's back, and together they glided through vibrant coral reefs, past schools of shimmering fish, and into the vast, blue unknown. A fluffy white lamb, Blossom, with a red ribbon around her neck, standing nervously at the edge of a lush, green forest. The forest entrance is slightly dark and mysterious, but dappled with sunlight, hinting at adventure. Other sheep are visible in a sunny meadow behind her, looking content and safe. Blossom, a fluffy white lamb with a bright red ribbon, stood at the edge of the whispering woods. All the other sheep were happy grazing in the sunny meadow, but Blossom longed for adventure. "What secrets lie within?" she wondered, her heart thumping like a drum. A wise old rabbit, Thumper, hopped by. "The woods hold many wonders, Blossom, but only for those brave enough to explore." A girl with wide eyes sits up in bed, holding a small, glowing golden seed in her open palm. The seed casts a warm light on her face in a cozy, slightly messy bedroom with a window showing a sunrise. The next morning, Alara woke to find a tiny, glowing seed on her pillow. It pulsed with a soft, golden light, as if it held a tiny piece of the sun. A happy little hedgehog, Spiky, wearing a tiny backpack, following a trail of brightly colored, glowing mushrooms through a magical, moonlit forest. Fireflies twinkle in the distance, and the trees are tall and ancient, creating a whimsical and enchanting atmosphere. Spiky the hedgehog, with his tiny backpack filled with berries, was on a quest to find the legendary rainbow mushroom, said to grant wishes. He'd been walking for hours, following a faint trail of glowing, colorful mushrooms. Almost there, he chirped, his nose twitching with excitement. A sleepy owl, perched on a branch, hooted. Only those with pure hearts can see the true path, little one. A cheerful, small robot holding a glowing puzzle piece under a large, colorful mushroom in a whimsical forest, with soft sunlight filtering through the trees. The little robot, Rusty, finally found the last piece of the puzzle hidden under a giant mushroom. I did it! Ah! He beeped with joy, holding it high above his head. A playful little dragon, Sparky, with shimmering green scales, blowing a tiny puff of smoke that transforms into colorful butterflies. He is in a lush, green meadow with whimsical flowers and a clear blue sky, capturing a sense of joy and magic. Sparky, a mischievous little dragon with scales that shimmered like emeralds, loved to play. But Sparky had a secret. Instead of fire, he breathed tiny puffs of colorful smoke that turned into butterflies. He worried other dragons would tease him. One day, his mother, a grand dragon with a heart of gold, smiled. Sparky, your breath is a gift. It brings beauty, not destruction. A peaceful night scene with a young girl and a glowing star-shaped figure dancing on a grassy hill under a crescent moon. Soft, magical sparkles surround them as the star begins to fade into the dark blue sky. And so, under the silver light of the moon, Lily and her little star friend danced one last time, knowing that even when they couldn't see each other, their light would always connect them across the sky.